When I picked up the phone that morning, I did not know that my life was about to split into before and after. I was standing in my kitchen, holding the phone, the same kitchen where I had cooked meals for my son since he was small, where I had waited for his calls, where I had prayed for his happiness. I called him to ask a simple question, the kind only a mother asks. "When is your wedding, Max?" Before he could answer, Lena looked at me directly, her eyes calm, her smile sharp, and she said, "We already got married yesterday. We only invited special people." Those words entered my body like cold water. I felt them travel through my chest, my stomach, my hands. Special people. I stood still, as if the floor had disappeared beneath me. I had paid their rent every month for 3 years. I had bought their furniture. I had filled their refrigerator when they had nothing. I had skipped my own needs so they could live comfortably. And now, I was not special. I was invisible. Max avoided my eyes. He stood there like a stranger. Lena sat on the sofa I had bought, adjusting her dress as if nothing had happened. In my closet hung the pink dress I had chosen for her wedding. The shoes still new, the price still remembered. I had imagined myself standing beside my son, smiling in photos that would last forever. And in a single sentence, all of that disappeared.
For weeks, I had planned everything. I had saved money to give them as a gift. I had cleaned my house from top to bottom, imagining they would come after the ceremony. I had told my sister the good news with pride and love. And now I stood alone, holding a phone that felt heavier than my entire body. Max finally spoke, saying it was small and intimate, just witnesses, just the two of them. But I knew it was not true, because later I saw the pictures online. I saw Lena's parents smiling beside them. I saw her siblings raising glasses. I saw the white dress I had helped pay for. I saw happiness that did not include me. I saw everything I was never meant to see. 1 week later, the phone rang again, and this time Lena's voice was different. It was soft and urgent. She said the rent was overdue. The landlord was angry. She said I forgot to send the money. I was silent, and in that silence, memories rushed back. Every trip to the bank, every sacrifice, every time I told myself it was worth it, because love means giving. Then I spoke, and my voice surprised me with its calm. I said, "I only help special people." The silence on the line was deep. I could hear my own breath. She did not understand. She said they were always special to me. She said I was like a second mother to her. But the words felt empty, because I had heard that voice before, always when she needed something. That night I cried, but not because I was weak. I cried because something inside me finally broke open. I cried for the woman I had been, the woman who confused love with obligation, who believed she had to buy her place in her own son's life. In the morning, I looked in the mirror and saw the same face, the same lines, but behind my eyes was something new, a quiet strength, a decision that could not be undone. I made coffee, and for the first time in years, I did not reach for my phone. I did not wait for a message. I sat with myself.
I opened my bank statements and I counted everything. The rent, the food, the gifts, the emergencies, the furniture, the car repairs. The numbers grew until they became impossible to ignore. It was more than $30,000, taken from my future, my safety, my keys. When Max called, I let it ring. When Lena called, I let it ring. When messages came, I deleted them without reading. I went for a walk, without a purpose, without guilt. I walked past the park where I once held Max's hand when he was small. I remembered the boy who said I was the best mother in the world. And I wondered when love became a transaction. At the bank, I canceled every transfer. The manager looked at me with concern and asked if I was being pressured. I told him I was finally free. When I returned home, I saw cars outside my house, unfamiliar movement behind my windows. My heart raced. They had keys I had given because I trusted them. Inside my own home, I found them sitting at my table with a lawyer, looking through my papers.
They spoke of concern, of confusion, of my age, and in that moment, I understood their plan. They wanted my money, not my love. They said everything I had would belong to them one day, so they were only speeding things up. I felt no fear, only clarity. I told them to leave. I told them my money was mine, my life was mine, my house was mine. They warned me of loneliness, of regret, but I answered with truth. I was already alone. The difference was, now it was my choice. When the door closed behind them, the silence felt like freedom. The next morning, I hired my own lawyer. I changed my will. I changed my locks. I protected myself. For the first time in decades, I chose me. And in that choice, I found peace.